In 2018, Motorola have released a plethora of devices that has been pretty good. The G6, one of my favorite phones, along with the Moto Z Play, also a very good phone. Well guys, today Motorola have sent me out a review unit of the Moto Z3, a 5G compatible phone for the future. So we're gonna get into it and see what it's all about. A lot of people is confused about this phone, but I'm going to give you my thoughts about the Moto Z3. So sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up guys, this is Eric again with another video. So I've been having a Moto Z3 for a few days now, and I want to kind of give you my thoughts about this phone, right? A lot of people get confused on a lot of things what Motorola is doing. I'm going to kind of explain some of this stuff with the Moto Z3. Let's go to talk about the specs. And that's another thing a lot of people confused about is the specs. Because if you go back to 2017, we had the Moto Z2 Force, right? And so now we got the Moto Z3 with kind of sort of the same specs. So I'm going to put both spec sheets from the Moto Z2 Force and the Moto Z3 here. In 2017, the Moto Z2 Force was a phone that had the 835 processor with 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, 2K display, right? And it had all the bells and whistles. In 2018, the Moto Z3 also have the 835 processor with 64 gigs of internal storage, 4 gigs of RAM. We have a 1080p screen here and all the bells and whistles. But a lot of people is confused. Okay, so the Moto Z3 is a device that you can pick up at Verizon Wireless for about $450, $480. The Moto Z2 Force is a device that you can get about $350 and some change. So a lot of people is confused about what is Motorola doing here. It's kind of confusing. Let me put it together. Let's talk about the design of the Moto Z3. It has the same characteristics as the Moto Z Play. It has a pogo pins in the back. You do have your fingerprint scanner on the side, just like the Moto Z Play. You have a 6-inch 1080p display. You have all the bells and whistles. You have that nice, unique look. Also, you got the protruding camera for the Moto mods. One thing that I could give full credit to Motorola, that they kept their promise that they will support 3 generations of devices when it comes down to the Moto mods, and they kept their promise, so I would give them full credit for that. So the Moto mods is the one reason you buy this device, because you got a battery mod, and now with this device you can get the 5G mod that's going to be available in 2019. You can get projector mods and all kinds of different mods that will enhance the performance and enhance the capabilities and enhance the features with Motorola phone. That's a good thing, because a lot of companies make promises and they never keep them. So Motorola have kept their promise, and you got to give them a lot of credit for that. So when it comes down to all of that, I give Motorola credit for the good design, also support Moto mods. One thing that Motorola does with their devices, I can give them credit for, that when it comes down to performance, without a doubt, Motorola has optimized their software running Android 8.1 to the fullest. Anything you throw at it, it will work very good. I don't have no problem with playing high intensive games on any Motorola phone, whether or not it's going to be the Moto Z Play or the Moto Z3. No problems with gaming, no problems with high intensive performance with these devices. All the Motorola phones have the same unique features, which you have shake to turn on the flashlight and twist to turn on the camera. So these are some of the unique features. That's a statement that Motorola has with their devices. So when it comes down to Motorola and its features and the optimization of the software, even with the 835 processor, even with the 636 processors that they're using in their devices, they are very well optimized and they perform perform very well. So when it comes down to performance, I give Motorola credit for these devices. So let's talk about the cameras here. We got dual camera setup, 12 megapixels on the rear, and we have 8 megapixel camera on the front. And Motorola have always had pretty decent cameras. Let me show you some camera footage with the Moto Z3. So check this out. All right, guys, so this is the Moto Z3 at 1080p 60 frames per second, guys. So I want to kind of give you some video footage here of the camera and the audio. Now, the water that you're hearing right now, I want to give you a good representation on how the sound quality is when it comes down to background noise. So there it is, 1080p 60 frames per second. Look at the sky. Let's see if we can get a little close to this water here as it goes really loud. That's a good thing. Look at that. Look at the color. The water from my advantage point is more of a greenish type water, but there it is. Woohoo! In the sky. All right, and so let me go on the walk here. Now, I just tapped the screen so it could blow up the lighting a little bit because it was dark. And I did tap the screen just now so the light could come in. But look at that sky, and as the camera start transitioning, the grass all around there. We got dual 12 megapixel cameras here. And let's see if we can kind of blow up the home a little bit. And that is, wow, 8 times zoom. 8 times zoom. Come back. And I'm gonna have a full camera comparison with this device. So there it is. The cameras on the Moto Z3. As you can see, you be the judge for yourself when it comes down to the cameras. I'm gonna have a full camera comparison with the front-facing cameras and the rear cameras with this device, so stay tuned for that. So let's talk about battery life on the Moto Z3. For the few days that I've been having this phone, the battery life has been pretty good. I got further testing to do, but the battery life with the 3000 milliamp battery, it has been pretty promising. But I've always got pretty decent battery life out of Motorola phones. And again, always slap a battery mod on here and you are good to go. You can get 2, 3, 4 days of battery life if you can get the Moto mod with the Moto Z devices. So let me give you my conclusion on the Moto Z3. Look, $480. The Moto Z3 is a device that's made for the future. Even though it has last year processors in it and all the bells and whistles, I think that Motorola is not going for the spec war. And I think we get all messed up with this spec game. Why I don't have the 845? Why I don't have 6 gigs of RAM? Why I don't have 8 gigs of RAM? I think what people have to understand is not about the specs. It's about the optimization. It's about the TLC. It's about what Motorola trying to do with this device. I'm not giving them a pass on a lot of things. I cannot test the 5G capability on this device, even though it's a 5G phone. I can't test it because we're not in 2019. Me reviewing this phone has been pretty decent, and I got further testing to do with the Moto Z3. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Moto Z3 in all its glory. I got further testing to do with this. We're gonna put it to its test. We're gonna see what's going on with the cameras. We're gonna see about battery life. We're gonna see about overall durability and performance with the Moto Z3. This is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.